Hello everyone and Harry Potter fans, pay attention. Today I will show you how to quickly and easily knit these fingerless gloves in the colors of Gryffindor. They are really quite simple because they are always knitted with just knit and purl stitches. I have also already knitted and recorded the matching socks. I'll link that for you. For the cuffs you will need 2 yarns in 2 different colors. I use the Superwash Mix Winter Univol from Starkwalla here in red, and once the Superwash Mix Univol from Starkwalla. Additionally, you will need a suitable grenade game for that. In my case, that's a size 2.5. You start your work by casting on 60 stitches in the red yarn. Take enough thread, and then you can start. Cast on stitch goes like this. You take the thread. I always take 2 needles, which then makes it a bit loose at the bottom, and I pick up the first stitches. So, we pull the thread in front of the other thread, go in here with the thumb, go to the index finger, go under the index finger, and go into this loop here. And now we have cast on the first 2 of 60 stitches. For example, if you now consider men's hand warmers, or if you want to knit wrist warmers, I would recommend casting on 64 stitches. Then you have 1 more stitch on each needle, and it will get correspondingly wider. Good, after you have knitted your 60 stitches, you start with the first round of our ribbing. We knit this in the so-called 2x2 ribbing. That's quite simple. We always knit alternately 2 stitches knit, 2 stitches purl. Basically, we distribute our 60 stitches across the 4 needles, meaning I start with a knit stitch here, knit, knit, then purl, yarn in front of the needle, insert, yarn over, second purl stitch, always alternating. As mentioned, 60 stitches means basically 15 stitches per needle. Since we always knit in pairs, I generally find it more comfortable not to have to switch the needle under the left row or the right row. That means I will always cast on 16 or 14 stitches onto the needle. Regarding how you can tell apart the stitches if you're not paying close attention to where you are, you can see these little bumps here. That's how you recognize the purl stitches, and these more elongated ones are the knit stitches. As mentioned, divide onto 4 needles and then knit this pattern round after round, as stated, always 2 stitches knit, 2 stitches purl, until your work reaches a height of about 4 centimeters. Then, we'll see each other again. Your work should now look like this. The cuff is super stretchy, so you can easily pull it over your hand. We will now start with our waffle pattern. This works quite simply, starting with the first round. There are 4 rounds. In the first round, we simply knit all the stitches on the right. Do you know how to make right stitches? As I said, the whole round just to the right. I would always start with the first needle, so here, where the thread ends. Do you have my good starting position? Good. After you have knitted the first round on the right side, you will now knit all the stitches on the left side in the second round. It means thread the needle again, stitch, pull the thread, and knit all the stitches on the left. Third and fourth rounds are knitted in the same way, specifically in what's called a 1x1 rib, so always alternate between 1 stitch knit and 1 stitch purl. Alright, I'll show you how it looks when it's finished. Such a round in the waffle pattern. Repeat this height report of the waffle pattern twice, and then knit the first round again, meaning all stitches knit, and in the second round all stitches purl. And we'll see each other again for the color change. After you have repeated your waffle pattern twice, your work should look something like this. We are changing the color now. Very simple. Keep the red thread, making sure it doesn't get tangled, just let it run on so you don't have to sew too much at the end. That means I always place the thread that I am now laying down to the right, grab it, and then take the yellow thread. That's a bit left over for sewing. I'm now just getting to work and knitting 6 rounds in a rib pattern. That means always alternating 1 stitch knit, 1 stitch purl. Right stitch, left stitch, right stitch, left stitch, and so on. As mentioned, over 6 rounds. I'll show it to you. After the 6 rounds, it should look like this. Here we have our waffle pattern, then 6 rounds of our ribbing in yellow, and then once again our waffle pattern, where we repeat as always the first and second rows, meaning the row where we knit all stitches on the right and the row where we knit all stitches on the left. As mentioned, you will now do 6 rounds of a rib in the yellow color, followed by our waffle pattern plus a repeat of the first and second rounds, and then you will start the increased rounds here. There we meet again, and I will show you how to increase the stitches. You have now knitted the waffle pattern again, and are starting with the first increase round, where we will increase 1 stitch on each needle in this round. We start again with a rib stitch, right, left, right, and now we take 1 stitch twisted to the left. You can pull the work apart a bit here, and then you see this thread over there. There you go, insert the needle from underneath to the top, and now knit the stitch as if it were a purl stitch. Also thread in front of the needle, pull the thread through and pull it to the left. The next one starts again for your 1 rib with a right stitch. I'll show you all again at the end. So basically, you take 1 stitch for each needle. I'll show you again how. You separate the stitches, insert the needle into this intermediate thread from bottom to top, place your yellow thread in front of the needle, and knit the work as if it were a purl stitch. You knit the next pure rounds normally, so that you knit a total of 6 rounds of your eggs in a rib pattern again. After that, it will be very easy, and I'll show you in a moment. We adjust the strip, which means we are now adding 1 stitch per needle next to the first round, so that we have 64 stitches instead of 60. After knitting our 6 rounds of ribbing, we will knit 1 round in red with only knit stitches, and 1 round with only purl stitches. Then we will repeat this round once more. That means we are switching back to the yellow thread. In the first round, we pick up 1 stitch per needle again, and then knit our 6 rounds in a normal rib pattern without any increases. Then we're all ready at our finger. See you later.